Hey guys, this is Emeric from Emeric's Timelapse, and in this video I'm going to show you the best workflow to create amazing 4K or 5K or 6K time-lapse and hyperlapse videos. So let's go. Step 1. Shooting. I shoot my time-lapses with RAW files for one specific reason. RAW images are not compressed like a JPEG and give you more freedom when doing the color correction on Lightroom. Indeed, you can change the white balance in post-production, something you can't do with a JPEG because the white balance is already written on the file. For people who just started doing time-lapse videos, yes, this is an image sequence and not a sped-up video. Shooting pictures allows you to have high-definition images, smaller files, and like I just said, more freedom in post-production. Step 2. The transfer. When I get home, I copy all the photos in one folder for the day and location and create one folder for each time-lapse. So if I want to come back and work on a specific time-lapse later, it's easy to find. Step 3. LRTimelapse, creating the keyframes. The first step in LRTimelapse allows you to create keyframes. Keyframes images are images in your sequence that you're going to select for the color correction. You can also have a preview of your time-lapse to see how it looks. In the meantime, you can delete images that you don't need at the beginning or end of your sequence, and you can also check all the EXIF data of your images. Step 4. Lightroom color correction. In Lightroom, the only thing you have to do is select your keyframes and do the color correction. Shooting RAW allows me to change the white balance and work on the contrast and add vibrance, saturation, clarity, and even work with filters if needed. You can even add some details with sharpening, removing the grain, and fix the lens profile correction or the chromatic aberration, which doesn't look good on your pictures. When you're done, go back to the library and save your metadatas to the files. Lightroom is going to create XMP files, which are metadata files linked to your RAW images, something that you can't do with JPEG. When you're ready, go back to LRTimelapse for the next step. Step 5. LRTimelapse, visual preview and Deflicker. We come back to LRTimelapse to reload the metadatas that we just created on Lightroom. Now, we're going to do all the transition for each keyframe and each settings that you changed in step 4. LRTimelapse will then create a visual preview and offers an amazing tool to deflicker your video. When you're done with this, save the metadatas one more time and go back to Lightroom to export the pictures. Step 6. Lightroom exporting the pictures. We go back to Lightroom to read the metadatas for all the other pictures. Remember, only the keyframes have the color correction applied on Lightroom. Now we need the entire sequence. Once you're done, select your entire sequence and click Export. Select Export to LRTimelapse and choose between JPEG or TIFF, 8 or 16-bit. Usually 8-bit is way enough, 16-bit creates very big files. Step 7. Creating the video on LRTimelapse. When the export is done, LRTimelapse will open a render video window with task and output file already selected. Select the codec, the size, the speed, the quality, and all the other options you want on your video. I usually choose 4K plus 4096 by 2304, which is the format I sell online, but you pick the one you want. If you have After Effects, you don't have to export JPEG from Lightroom to create your video. You can directly import your sequence into the program and create the video straight from the raw images, which is a great way to keep as much details as possible on your video. Step 8. Stabilization on After Effects. I don't do it every time, but when needed, I import the 4K video in After Effects to stabilize it. If the movement is too big, I'll use the tracking tool in the program to do the job. If it's moving just a little bit, I applied an effect called Warp Stabilizer, which does a great job. So here it is. This is the workflow I have been using for the past 4 years in time-lapse photography. It's, I think, the best workflow out there to create amazing time-lapse and hyperlapse video with the best quality possible. Alright, this is it for today's video. Hope you liked it. Don't forget that I just released my Holy Grail Day to Night time-lapse course in English. It's available on my website. I give you so many tips and tricks to create amazing day to night time-lapses. So just go check it out on my website. There is a link in the description and in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel if you don't want to miss any cool content about time lapses and hyperlapses. I'll see you on the next video. À bientôt!